Hey guys, I'm Around the Wheel, and you're watching Lemmings for the Sega Genesis. Today we're on level 9 of Mayhem, which I think at the PC original is supposed to be the far side. But when we were playing Over the Wall, I thought, well, this is pretty much like the far side, so I don't guess we'll be seeing that one. And I think that level is a little too big for this layout anyway. But instead here we have twins. Two Lemmings. How adorable. I'm going to name one Arnold and the other Danny. And obviously I have to save 100% of them. So in 2 minutes? Whoa! What have we got going here? And only 7 builders and 3 bashers to boot? Okay, how can I... Okay, they're going to be following each other pretty closely, so it might be in my best interest to split them up. Let's see. How do I divvy this out? That should just be one bridge. And so should this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over the pit. That leaves... Give myself 2 bridges to get up here. I might be able to make that in 1 if I was really fancy schmancy with it, but let's go 1, 2 just to be safe. And then another builder up to there. That leaves 1. That's 7 builders. 1, 2, and then 3 through the wall. Okay. Alright, well, assuming there's nothing cruelly hidden in this wall, then dividing this up ought to actually be kind of easy. I don't see what's so mayhem about this just yet, but I suppose we will see. Let's get that guy going on his route. Okay, and we should be able to start him off, well... Okay, this might be where the mayhem comes in, is the multitasking. Okay, yes, okay, yeah, wow, boy, that is intense right there. That's already getting right there out of the way. Okay, so it might be just about keeping tabs on both of them that makes this so difficult. Okay, yes, that was one bridge as I suspected, and so should this. So now, alright, let's go ahead and get you through the wall here, little man. Let's play a little high road, low road. Let's divvy up the workload here. And you're going to build front... What are you doing? Why aren't you... God, this fucking C button sometimes, it makes me so mad. No point in salvaging it now. Thank you. That is what I was trying to accomplish. Now I can probably just figure out the rest of the level from here. And he can walk to here. This shouldn't be too hard to keep up with him at this point. I don't think this will be too difficult. I can probably get him bashing while he's building his bridges. In fact, I can probably set off both bashers during this time. Okay, now to get him through the wall. There we go. And now let's switch to our last guy. I don't really see what was the big mayhem deal about that, unless it's just kind of... Multitasking isn't very difficult, especially when you've only got 2 lemmings involved. It's just a matter of, hitting the button and making sure you're getting the right things done in the right places. That wasn't very mayhemy at all, except for the one screw-up on account of my controller, which doesn't recognize button presses sometimes. Seems to do that on its own whims. I don't know what the deal with that is. But anyway, we're going to level 10 now. Twins was pretty cute. I think that was a pretty good level, all things considered. Not quite oh no more lemmings precise. That it might have counted as maybe a wild level or the very end of crazy in that game, but I don't know if there's anything especially mayhemy about it. Dangerous balcony, gotta save all of them, and they are pouring out fast. 80 lemmings, golly, what's so dangerous about this balcony? Oh, this is Dolly Dimple from Speaking of Oh No More Lemmings and crazy levels, I don't know that quite counts as I don't know. I would hesitate to say that counts as a mayhem level. It's not that hard to figure out given what you've got in your given what you've got to work with. Let's go ahead and get a guy going though. Let's go ahead and get a climber. Might be safe to wait until somebody's over here. I like how they changed it into a hell level though. It really goes well with the hell layout considering you got the diagonal bricks from Oh No More Lemmings. That works pretty well too. That's pretty solidly done. I don't know if I would have made that particular... Okay, yeah, let's see. He can go down now. Okay. Okay, yeah, he can dig now. That's good. He's going to dig down, and he's going to dig all the way through here. He's going to dig all the way, and the hard part is going to be getting a guy... This is going to be a little bit difficult, actually. Okay, if I can get him to... What's going to be... The tough part here is going to be, Maybe I should just build out to the outer wall there. I don't know if I can get... I might hit my head going from the very edge there. Typically, you would have them just... You would have them go down. They kind of all... Okay, they all walk in a pretty decent line going that way. So you can kind of tell... Okay, you can kind of tell it's pretty easy to make them all walk out to the left. So that shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be problematic at all. I should be able to just do what you would normally do in this level. And that's build up, hit your head on this particular ledge, then have somebody dig down right here. You just gotta kind of figure out which way the herd is moving. So, alright, he is going to... Yes, I need him to... Okay, where do I need him to build from? I think maybe from down here ought to be good. Okay, yes, he is going to build a bridge, and we're going to come back when he hits his head on here. But yeah, this is just more, Dangerous Balcony is kind of a, man, it just doesn't quite have the same poetic ring as Dolly Dimple. Whatever the hell Dolly Dimple means, anyway. Okay, this should be the last builder we need going through here. So now we need a guy... We need a guy going to the right, so we're going to wait until the herd kind of floods through here. You can kind of tell who's going to the left and when. I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to get any of these guys to do it. But okay, yeah, we're kind of sussing through. I have 4 chances to do this, so I would hope that Yes, there we go. Now, this is going to be a sly way to get everybody to go to the left underneath this one guy. So... Alright, let's go ahead and, everybody should be able to dig underneath this guy. Okay, yeah, there we go. Boom! Pop and lock. Okay, yeah, wow, that barely worked. I had a feeling he was going to dig a little too low, and somebody was going to end up falling out to the right. But that's the way to guarantee that you get them all out of there, is you have one guy build, and then dig slyly under that bridge. So that they can... Okay, yeah, I don't think he's going to have any trouble getting there in a minute 17. I hope not, anyway. But given the length of the screen, I don't think it's going to really be a problem. But yeah, this is just a redo of Dolly Dimple. And I like how it translated to the... Hell rate. Wow, I think this might be the smoothest I've ever seen this game run. Wow, they are really kicking it in time. This is almost like... Geez, it's almost like the PC game right now, as smoothly and quickly as it's moving. Man, I've gotten kind of used to that Genesis slowdown, kind of making the game crawl to a halt. But that ran pretty smoothly, I would say, both the level and the processor. It's that good old Genesis Blast processor, and I'll be damned, they're gonna make me do it. How does it look any different than usual? I actually did not think. I kept thinking, okay, they're not gonna repeat the first one in Tricky. And they did it. Then I thought, oh, surely they're not going to make me do it in Taxing. And then once you got to Taxing, I think Taxing was like right up close to being beyond the pale. And I was like, surely they won't make you do Mayhem. But no, they're going to make you do Mayhem, and it's going to look exactly the same as all the others. So we are going to have to play some release rate tricks with this one to get it to work, I think. And I think I'm going to do the one that I had planned from the very start of the Taxing area. Alright. Yeah, let's get a lot of Lemmings really close together, and let's try to study this. Alright, let's give ourselves all the room once more. I think with a release rate this high, we can kind of spare some diggers here and there. I think this might be a good rate. The first 2 I want to dig by themselves. So we're going to get them going right up on the edge there. Okay, that's a little too much room, actually. Okay, who can go safely? 1, 2, and I think, okay, yeah. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, okay, yeah. I think I'm going to go every 3rd Lemming needs to... Oh, what? Oh, well, one of them still didn't make it. That's a shame, and one of them still isn't making it, so... This system is not quite all it's cracked up to be. Maybe I just need to get really intimate with the everybody dig for himself method. Because I kind of got sloppy with it last time. I might just need to be really meticulous with it this time. I wonder if it can even work out, though. You gotta get him digging, like... See, even that's, I think, a little too much digging space right there. I think you need to get him digging, like... you need to get them like right up on the edge, digging right where the last one was. It's very scary, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it that well. Actually, it would appear this is working rather well with the release rate kind of where it is. If I let... Okay, one is inevitably going to walk off. If I get the one behind him every time... Okay, he's already walking off, so... Yeah, this allows me to use, like... Yeah, this is... Every other lemming passes by really quickly. So if I just keep paying attention... Okay, this one is the every other lemming right here. So if I just pop it down, one, like, walks into the hole instantly... I don't have to use nearly as many as I would think you would. Yeah, that's a lot of spares right there coming out of the... Okay. Yeah, I should be able to get out of this using maybe like 40-some tops. I thought I would get them like crammed up really close, but this turns out to work pretty well actually. Okay, yeah, as long as I don't like do it too early or anything. Alright, so go down. Yeah, they're just following steps down. Down, down, down to Chinatown. There you go, guys. Okay. Okay, yeah, there we are. I think you're the one who's supposed to walk off, actually. So you're going to walk, and your compatriots are going to walk, and how many... Oh, yeah, we're almost at the end of the line. This actually ended up turning out to be a very economical idea. I hope they didn't expect you. I hope they didn't expect you to make every single lemming dig. That would have been a nightmare in these circumstances. On the PC, see where you have incredible control with the mouse, it's not so bad. But here, okay. Alright, and then the last one here should dig his way out successfully. Okay, that's all of them, I think. And we did it in just about under 2 minutes. I don't think I ever heard a single splat. Yeah, if they're walking out like that in a uniform, they're going buddy system with it, I see. So if they're doing it like that, then I think our chances of success here are pretty high. I don't see really any other way to do it. Yeah, I was already creeping up on the very edge there, and that was using a little under 50 diggers. So I don't know how they expect you. You must have to do something like that. It must not be an option here in this particular case. That must be what makes it hard. But playing with release rate tricks is the way to go, definitely. That seems to have saved my bacon there. All right, saved my epic mealtime bacon. Saving it for level 12. The other side. Oh, well, they are doing it. Well, maybe they are doing it. I thought it was level 9. Maybe that's one way or another. The tricky level that didn't get included here. 75 lemmings, 100% if he said... Yeah, this would just about have to be... Yeah, this is the far side, so I guess we're going to be seeing this level anyway. So, forget what I said. I'm a big old dummy. Okay, this is going to be all about sending a guy at the right time to do the job. Okay, but first, we're going to eliminate any chance of luck here. We're going to start building from about here. That's going to be the good point. So we're going to... This one requires some pretty funky digging, if I recall correctly. We're going to just dig, and then we're going to get to the little underside of the little dirt hump here. Yeah, I can't believe... I thought this level would be too small to pull off in Lemmings Genesis, but apparently that shows how much I know about Lemmings dimensions. So let's go ahead and get him underneath the steel, almost to the little hole there. I think that should be enough room. And he'll come out right where? Right on top of that. Okay, good. Whew, I thought he was going to get the undercurve of the jut here, and I thought we were just about in for a bad time. So, let's see. What's the best thing to do here? Best thing to do here is probably mine. And then I can just dig when he hits the steel, which will be at a pretty early point. Or not. Okay. Excuse me. I very rarely sneeze on camera, but when I do, it's big and fast and hard and strong. That's how my sneezes are generally. I am not a light sneezer by any means. Let's go ahead and get him going. And I don't think it should take too much more finesse to do this properly. This isn't a hard level. You just kind of have to prioritize your time, really. So, let's get him going. Yeah, ho-ho! Oh boy, you scare me real quick. It's basically just bashing through here and then going up to this. It's not anything too terribly complicated. You just got to know when to send your men, basically. And that might be, I don't know, the time is moving just as slow as the graphics, so I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. I think I should maybe try cutting off my bridge a little early. That'll save some time for sure, because we're getting to the end of number 2 here. Yeah, mining to cut that off would be the best thing, just right as soon as I get right over this, because he can walk over all of this no matter what, and it's not a big deal. So, let's see. Chop! There you go. I think that's enough room to work with there, and then you should start bashing right about here. Yeah, that'll be perfect. I'm thinking the 140 mark might be a good time to start building my way out, because building up to here doesn't take that long. You just gotta... Okay, he's just gotta get going now. Are they all gonna spill out right there at the... Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna make it to the very edge. That's kind of, in a weird way, what I wanted. I can just kind of send him walking whenever I feel confident that he's gonna seal up the hole here. This is not really a hard level. You just can't underestimate your clock at all. So let's get going. That should be enough time to patch up the hole here. Let's watch our mini-map very carefully, though. I like that this is moving quickly. The quicker it moves, the better. Okay, yeah, and the faster I get that hole patched up, yeah, if he can get moving, if he can get working, while they all come flooding onto the screen, the slowdown is going to be inevitable for sure. Okay, yeah, don't lose the thread here, little man. Oh yeah, and if I keep just building up from that point, he should reach the end just as soon as everybody else. I think there might actually be one straggler, and he's actually not too far behind the rest of them. Okay, shrug, walk, and then, oh yeah, I forgot he was a climber. Oh, this is going to get problematic. What are you all doing? You lazy pieces of crap. Stop it! Oh, God. This is a nightmare beyond all reason. Okay, I hope you make it. You had like 8 chances and you only didn't screw up on the last one. Oh, my God. Okay, get that ledge, get that bridge built as quickly as possible, because we only have 17 more seconds. Get a little move on. How did they almost all screw that up there? Jeez, you guys. Way to give a guy a coronary. Ha, ha, ha. Not cool, brothers. Not cool at all. I think we've got time for one more, if that one wasn't too much of a brain attack there. The Great Lemming Caper. Another 2 lemming level. That's kind of interesting. Are we going to be seeing a lot of these in the near future? These worked really well in Dove Limbs whenever they worked with a low, like fewer than 10. Those always worked out nicely when you did it that way. This one might be, I think we can, oh, we only get 2 builders, so no, we can't really. Okay, there's a way I've always done this, so let's go ahead and do it that way. Let's get one guy started building. Alright, one guy is going to build, other guy is going to float. From near the top, we need to give him as much time as possible. We need to give the builder as much time as possible. I'm also going to have the basher start a little early. Okay, he's getting done. He's getting done. And we also need the bottom guy to be a climber. I wonder if... I think this is actually technically a back route, but it's always the way I've done it. I'm going to have him build, and he's going to build to the wall. And he's going to build to the wall at the same time as the guy is climbing. I don't think it's going to work out quite the way I wanted it to. No! He took too much time. I might need to make him a floater from the beginning, actually. That might be... But I think... this is always the way I've done it. I think it's actually much more complicated than this, but I've always had it so that the floater, or the builder, gets close to being done, and the climber goes up the wall, and then he's done building by the time the floater comes down. That's the way I've always done it. That is the way I fully intend to do it here. Okay, I think they come out fast enough that I can assign the floater first. I hope so, anyway. No! That just barely doesn't work. Okay. Don't worry. I have other ways of slowing him down. Not to worry one bit. Okay, so now, not only are you going to be a floater, you're also going to be a miner. Ha ha ha. Take that. Take out your guy's little chunk there. Yeah, that should give him plenty of slowdown. Alright, and let's also be sure to make you a climber, as per the usual. And let's get you bashing from as far back as we can so that you'll get credit for going through a wall. Alright, I like where this is going. He's already... As long as the walker gets ahead of the basher, I think that's good. That's probably... Alright, yeah, he's getting a good bit of build going there. And if I can get him up above the wall, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think he's going to make it 11, 12. Yeah, that gets them both in there. And I do believe, I don't think you're supposed to do that because they give you way more than that to work with and way more time as well. But that's always the way I discovered how to do it. And I thought it was pretty clever. But I'm like 100% certain it's a back route and you're not actually supposed to do it that way. But whatever way you do it, you get the credit in the end, so it's not cheating. It doesn't really matter. It all counts as legit in the world of... If you can pull it off in Lemmings, then it is 100% legit. Just like the amount of Lemmings we saved, that's going to do it for us today. Next time, we're moving on to level 14, plugging along at a pretty great rate here. Almost over halfway through Mayhem. We are making great strides here. May go, 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 Gadget Lemming. We'll see you all next time.